Okay, come on, let's see what you're doing. Let's see. Hi guys, it's Achmano. How's everyone doing? Good, I hope. So today I'm going to review another Serge Lutens fragrance. One that has piqued my interest for such a long time, mainly because of the smell of it, but also because of the backstory that it has. This one's a conundrum, and I'll start the review by saying that this is one of the most difficult fragrances to describe for me ever. There's only a few that stick out in my head actually as being quite difficult, but this one is one of those ones that's just, what are you? Who are you and where did you come from? So this fragrance came out in 2009. It's an oriental woody, in that kind of territory, although it's very light purple and pretty, I think. But the backstory of this is, there's a Japanese fragrance company called Shiseido. I've tried a few of their fragrances before, and they had a fragrance called Feminite du Bois, and upon reading reviews, it was one of those fragrances where everybody was up in arms. Where has this beauty gone? Why did you discontinue it? Oh my god, I can't live without it. One of those kind of things. And I think what happened is Serge Lutens maybe took on the formula in some kind of weird way and released it under the same name. Please people, shed some light with me because my research isn't that good on this one. I've been looking up stuff and thinking, eh? So I think maybe Shiseido handed over the composition to Serge Lutens in order to allow this legacy fragrance to carry on. It's Feminite du Bois, feminine woods, and they describe it as being a feminine fragrance that men can wear. So that's where we're at right now. But the notes are here anyway, somewhere around here. Notes, anyone? So I've worn this. I've got my bottle now. I've worn this at least 5 times before getting my bottle, and most recently I have used probably about, I don't know, 5 mils out of my bottle too, and I still struggle to put my finger on what this is. But here we go. So this fragrance has an unusual character. It definitely isn't feminine or masculine, it's definitely unisex, and the first thing to note about it is the spice. There is a very subtle, spicy character to this fragrance, and the spices that I see it being compared to in my brain are that of Coca-Cola. So I'm not saying this smells like opening a can of Coca-Cola, I'm saying it's a distant thing where it's kind of like, it smells a little bit like Coca-Cola in a weird way. And just to bring that fact on home, it's not really a fact, it's just my opinion. This fragrance gets compared a lot to Dolce Vita by Dior, which also gets compared to Coca-Cola sometimes. So the trail of smells works. I can understand it. I can see why that happened. There is a somewhat Coca-Cola-ish thing about this, but don't focus on that too much. It's in the distance. It's a subtle thing that's just waving at you in the back, going, hey, I'm here. What's also really apparent is, to me, it almost feels a little bit suede-y, leathery, the softer side of leather. There's something quite bold and smooth and heavy in it. Bold, smooth, heavy. Juxtaposed things, but that's what this fragrance does to my nose. There is something in here that feels suede-y or in the leather family, and on occasion, skanky. There is something a little bit skanky in here. There's no animalic notes to speak of. I'm not talking animalic as in a dirty musk or civet or anything like that, but it feels just that tiniest touch carnal with this light spice thing going on. And that's why it's baffling. It's one of those ones where you think, I don't really know where my nose wants to go with it. And it's also not feminine. So the name is confusing, the composition is confusing. Is it unpleasant though? Absolutely not. Most Serge Lutens fragrances that I've smelled and own explode when you first spray them. They really whack you in the face, and then I've learned very much with this brand that you have to let them peter out. You have to let them develop to get to where the real idea is behind the fragrance. And this one, I feel, out of everyone that I've smelled, is right there straight away. It's the first one that I've sprayed that hasn't felt like an assault on my senses. But again, not in a bad way. When I think of the others, I think of Chergui or Santal Majuscule or the Orange Blossom fragrance. They open so bold and it's kind of like an assault, but then they get to a really good place. This one is immediately subtle. It's the quietest fragrance by Serge Lutens that I have tried. I still have more to try, obviously, but this one is immediately manageable, and it's more the character that's interesting that makes you go, ah, rather than bang, what on earth is this? I get an almost kind of waxy leather, suede-y feeling right in the core of it, and then it has a very light spice on the outside. I'm trying to put it into a colour, but I can't. I mean, the liquid is purple, and that doesn't fit anything at all. I don't understand why it's that colour, but man, it's cool. I don't know. It's just, it's nice when a fragrance is a conundrum. It's nice when you can't pick it apart. It is nice. I mean, it doesn't help for review purposes, but what can I do? I don't know. But it really wears like a veil. And I say that about fragrances that aren't super projectors, aren't super long lasting. This is not the Serge Lutens fragrance that is a beast. This one wears very softly. It's something that I have to continuously smell. So while some people think that's a negative, for some that's a positive. If you like your fragrances a little bit more subtle, a little bit more come hither, I like it. It's nice to have something that's actually spicy, but not in your face spicy, like cinnamon or just craziness like that. It's cinnamon in here, and cloves too, I think, but everything is very, very subtle and light. And this bottle needs a clean. This fragrance to me is quite linear. It does change a little bit. I mean, the body, the leathery, I say leather, that's going to make it sound very weird, but it's something like suede-y kind of feeling that's in the fragrance, and that does back off a little bit when it's dry, and the spice always stays there on this same bubbling away level, but it's really not aggressive. And that's the way I feel about it. It could easily have been, but it feels like a tempered down spicy fragrance with just enough of something of an edge. I don't know, it's so tough. This is really frustrating, but I've worn it 10 times now. I can't wear it any more times before doing a review. I have to do the review now. Longevity and protection aren't the greatest. I said that before. I think this fragrance is probably designed to be a little bit more quiet. It's called Feminine Woods. This isn't, you know, burning forest woods. It behaves like a veil. It behaves in a subtle way. It's a way to smell nicely, spicily. Yeah, I should stop talking. I think I've summed it up enough. Anyway guys, if you want to get this fragrance, head on over to latino.co.uk. I'll post link below, links, or link, and or, either one. And I will see you guys soon for another review. Goodbye.